Have you ever wondered how long you might live if you make it past 70? According to the CDC, the average life expectancy in the United States is about 78 years old. But that's just an average. There are many people living well beyond that age. And according to recent studies, there are 7 proven predictors that can tell you whether you will live past 70 or not. So if you want to find out how long you have left, keep watching. We'll show you how to calculate your own life expectancy. Stick around until the end, because we're going to share some tips on how to add years to your life. Number 1, your blood pressure. High blood pressure is one of the most common health problems in the United States, affecting more than 103 million adults. But the problem is most people don't know they have it because it often has no symptoms. This is why it's known as the silent killer. But it can raise your risk of death from heart disease or stroke by as much as 50%. One study found that middle-aged people with high blood pressure have a much higher risk of dying prematurely than those with normal blood pressure. Researchers looked at data from more than 15,000 people between the ages of 45 and 64, who took part in the atherosclerosis risk in communities study. The participants had their blood pressure checked and also underwent tests to measure stiffness in their arteries and the inner layer of their heart. Over a 6-year period, researchers tracked the health of the participants and found that those with elevated blood pressure were more likely to die from any cause. Also, higher levels of blood pressure were associated with increased stiffness in the arteries and heart, which suggests that high blood pressure may be one reason for the arteries and heart to become stiffer with age. So what can you do to prevent high blood pressure? You can start by eating a healthy diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. You should also get regular exercise, maintain a healthy weight, and limit your intake of saturated and trans fats, cholesterol, and added sugars. If you do these things, you can lower your risk of developing high blood pressure and increase your chances of living past 70. No. 2. Your heart. Did you know that heart disease is the leading cause of death for both men and women in the United States? It's responsible for 1 in every 4 deaths. That's why it's important to pay attention to your heart health as you age. Here are some things you can do to keep your heart healthy and lower your risk of heart disease. First, eat a healthy diet. This means eating plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains and limiting your intake of saturated and trans fats, cholesterol, and added sugars. 2. Get regular exercise. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise most days of the week. This can help keep your heart muscles strong and improve your overall health. 3. Maintain a healthy weight. Being overweight or obese puts extra strain on your heart and makes it work harder than it needs to. 4. Don't smoke. Smoking damages your blood vessels and raises your blood pressure, which increases your risk of heart disease. 5. Manage your blood pressure and cholesterol levels. If you have high blood pressure or cholesterol, work with your doctor to manage these conditions. By following these tips, you can help keep your heart healthy and lower your risk of developing heart disease, which will hopefully allow you to live longer. Number 3, your mental health. Our mental health is just as important as our physical health. Taking care of our mental health can help us live longer, happier lives. Here are a few ways that mental health affects our lifespan. First, let's talk about stress. Chronic stress can take a toll on our physical health, leading to problems like high blood pressure, heart disease, and diabetes. These conditions can shorten our lifespan if they're not properly managed. Next, let's discuss depression. Depression is a common mental health condition that can affect anyone. However, it can lead to risky behaviors such as substance abuse and suicidal ideation, both of which can reduce lifespan. Finally, let's talk about social isolation. This can have a major impact on our mental health and overall well-being. When we're socially isolated, we're more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline, all of which can contribute to an earlier death. So what can we do to improve our mental health and extend our lifespan? Well, first and foremost, it's important to seek professional help if you're struggling with a mental health condition. Therapy and medication can be incredibly helpful in managing conditions like depression and anxiety. Additionally, there are lifestyle changes you can make to improve your mental health. These include getting regular exercise, eating a healthy diet, getting enough sleep, and practicing relaxation techniques such as yoga or meditation. By taking care of our mental health, we can improve our overall health and well-being and potentially extend our lifespan. No, your sleep. Sleep is essential for maintaining good health and increasing longevity. On the other hand, poor sleep habits can lead to health issues and even an earlier death. Here's how sleep affects our lifespan. First, sleep deprivation can cause an increase in hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline, which can lead to high blood pressure and heart disease. High blood pressure and heart disease are leading causes of death, so getting enough sleep is crucial for increasing longevity. Additionally, sleep deprivation can weaken the immune system, making us more susceptible to illness and infection. A study published in the journal Sleep found that people who slept less than 6 hours per night were more likely to develop a cold or flu over the course of a year than those who slept 7 or more hours per night. Finally, sleep deprivation has been linked to an increased risk of dementia and cognitive decline. A study published in the journal Neurology found that people who slept less than 6 hours per night were more likely to develop dementia over the course of the study than those who slept 7 or more hours per night. So what can we do to ensure that we're getting enough sleep? First and foremost, it's important to establish a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, even on weekends, to regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. Additionally, it's important to create a relaxing bedtime routine that helps signal to your body that it is time to sleep. This could include things like reading, taking a warm bath, or practicing relaxation techniques such as deep breathing exercises. 5. Your sex life. It might seem surprising, but your sex life can actually affect your lifespan. In fact, studies have found that people who have a more active sex life tend to live longer than those who are less sexually active. There are several theories as to why this might be the case. One theory is that having a healthy sex life can be an indicator of overall good health, both physically and mentally. Another theory is that the physical activity involved in sex can help to keep your body strong and healthy, which can contribute to a longer lifespan. Finally, having a satisfying sex life can help to reduce stress and improve mental health, which can also contribute to living longer. However, it's important to note that the key to reaping the potential benefits of a healthy sex life for longevity is to engage in safe and enjoyable sexual activity. This means using protection to prevent sexually transmitted infections, getting regular checkups for sexually transmitted infections, and practicing safe sex during menopause. Number 6, your smile. It might seem like a simple thing, but having a healthy smile can actually affect your lifespan. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that people with gum disease had a higher risk of developing heart disease and stroke. Gum disease is an infection of the gums that can cause bad breath, red or swollen gums, and loose teeth. It happens when plaque, a sticky film of bacteria, builds up on the teeth and irritates the gums. If left untreated, gum disease can worsen and lead to more serious complications such as tooth loss and systemic inflammation. Systemic inflammation is a state of chronic low-level inflammation throughout the body that has been linked to various chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. So what can you do to protect your smile and your health? Well, first and foremost, it's important to practice good oral hygiene. This means brushing your teeth twice a day with fluoride toothpaste and flossing daily. You should also visit your dentist regularly for checkups and professional cleanings. By taking these steps, you can keep your smile healthy and reduce your risk of developing gum disease and other oral health problems. 7, your happiness. While it's impossible to be happy all the time, having a positive outlook on life and practicing gratitude can have some pretty amazing benefits. First, happiness and positivity have been shown to boost the immune system, which can lead to better overall health and a longer lifespan. A study published in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who reported more positive emotions and less negative emotions had stronger immune systems and were less likely to develop illnesses. Second, happiness and positivity can help people cope with stress more effectively. Stress is a natural part of life, but chronic stress can be harmful to our health. However, research has shown that people who are more positive and optimistic are better able to cope with stress and bounce back from adversity, which can lead to better health outcomes. Finally, happiness and positivity can help people build stronger relationships, which can provide social support and a sense of belonging. Social support is an important buffer against stress and has been shown to improve health outcomes. A study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that people with strong social support networks had better health and were more likely to live longer than those with weaker networks. So do you feel like you're on track to live past 70? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.